What is up? This is the anonymous sneakerhead, the most mysterious sneaker YouTuber in the game. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. The goal is to hit 500 by May 15th for a giveaway. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. Now, let's get into this episode of Sneaker Talk. Today is going to be kind of a rant. Those of you watching this video, those of you that subscribe to or follow Skip Goes Hard, shout out to Skip Goes Hard. You may have saw his live on Instagram last night. It wasn't a lot of people in there, but long story short, the UNC threes dropped this past Saturday, and a lot of y'all showed y'all ass. That's my best way to put it, really. So we were talking in the live about things like resellers. Are resellers good or bad for the sneaker game? Young sneakerheads versus old sneakerheads. You need to just let certain people get their shoes. And I got in the live and talked for a little bit, and I was able to articulate myself pretty well, but there's more things that I want to say. So I forget Buddy's name already. I'm sorry if you're watching this video. But nothing but love to him. Older sneakerhead, just like Skip, just like a lot of sneakerheads. I feel like one thing that I bring to sneaker YouTube is that I'm 22 years old. I'm a relatively young sneakerhead. I got into the game when I was 17. But one thing that really stood out to me was that he felt, and I don't want to speak for him, but what I got is that he felt almost sort of disrespected, that he wasn't able to get his UNC threes because people were going out and buying them just to flip them, just to resell them, like I did. I bought, like I said, I told you guys, I bought two pairs. I sold one of them for $250, which I know is low, but it was a good friend of mine, and he just told me, like, yo, if you hit on sneakers, just send them to my address. So boom. So I do have a size 12 being sent to him, and then I have a size 10 being sent to me, which I'll be doing a review on tomorrow. Depending on what time they get in, I'll either do the review tomorrow or Wednesday, hopefully tomorrow. But anyways, he was saying that he felt some type of way about people buying the shoe who didn't really want the shoe, and sneakerheads these days, young sneakerheads, don't really understand the game, and I think that is completely false. I can see where he's coming from, but me as a young sneaker YouTuber, being 22 years old, being a college student, a quote-unquote broke college student, as people like to call us, a shoe comes out, being in the sneaker game, understanding what people like and what people want and how bad they want it. A shoe coming out like for example, the UNC 3s, where obviously it's a Jordan 3, so there's always a lot of want and hype behind Jordan 3s, but the fact that it has the UNC color tie behind it, and knowing what you know about the game and Jordan's heritage and just UNC and powder blue colors in general, especially with it being a watered down PE, obviously I'm going to get this shoe to flip. Me personally, it's not a shoe that I would have wanted because, like I said before, I don't like threes with white uppers. That's just me. But I understood the hype in there, so obviously I got them to sell, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the people that went out and bought 15 or 20 pairs that got them to sell. If you got them like that, do it. If I could do it, I would have did it. I'm trying to get my money up to that point. As far as that making the sneaker game worse and people not understanding the sneaker game, I think it does the exact opposite. I think it makes the sneaker game better. One thing that he has said that was said last night was that, quote, young sneaker YouTubers don't even know who Jordan is besides a meme. Kids don't know who Jordan is besides a meme. He's this, he's that, the third. I think that's part of the beauty of sneakers in a way. I look at sneakers as art. I consider myself almost a sneaker historian in a way, which I'll get more into in later videos. But so for example, like kids these days don't know who Michael Jordan is. You don't know who Jordan is. Why are you buying Jordans? If I put a picture of this guy right here, I'll give you guys time. Who is this right here? Does anyone know who this is? Probably not. Now, you could tell me that you knew who it was. You could tell me you didn't. But at the end of the day, I don't care if you lie to me. You're lying to yourself. Maybe you did know who it was, but a lot of you don't, and you're probably lying to yourself to make yourself look better. But you know deep down inside that you have no idea who this person was. And I wouldn't have either unless I looked it up. But that's Chuck Taylor, right? And the only reason why I know who Chuck Taylor was, anything about Chuck Taylor, is because of Converse Chuck Taylors. And for me, so all right, Jordan retired 2001, 2002, whatever it was. I was born in 97, so I wasn't really aware necessarily of what Michael Jordan was growing up, but obviously I knew him as a basketball player and who he was, and him being one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But let's fast forward 20, 30 years from now, when you have 20-year-old sneakerheads and Jordans are still a thing, and they definitely didn't see Jordan play. I think that's part of the beauty of a sneaker, is that you could pick up this piece of artwork and look at, who was this dude? Why is this so relevant? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, the shoe that got me into the sneaker game is this sneaker right here, the Reebok Kamikaze 2. This particular colorway, Ghost of Christmas Past. I saw my cousin wearing it on foot, and I was like, yo, what is that? I have to have it. It's a really dope shoe. I gotta get it. Where'd you get it? And I went out. Obviously, I got it. And this is out of all the sneakers I have, this is the first sneaker that I ever bought. And I had at the time, how old was I? This was 2014, 2015. So I was maybe 16. I was around 17 years old, right? So I went and bought the shoe. Boom. At the time, I had heard the name, but I really had no idea who Shawn Kemp was. You know what I mean? I wasn't full aware of Shawn Kemp like I was a LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, even a Michael Jordan. But getting these shoes, now I have 6 of them, 6 different Kamikazes in different colorways. And after looking into Kamikazes, one of them became arguably my favorite sneaker of all time. Definitely my single favorite sneaker in my collection, which is this one right here. You guys saw me talk about it before, but the Remember the Alamo. It's my single favorite sneaker that I own. Yes, it's not a lot of hype, but to speak to older sneaker YouTubers, like, not even sneaker YouTubers, just sneakerheads who are like, oh, these kids don't know who these people are, what they're wearing, blah, 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 this and the third. I think that's the beauty of it. So without this right here, without this one right here, all the ones, my head is in the way, all the ones behind me, I keep them in that row right there. Without all of those, I wouldn't have had any idea who Shawn Kemp was. And I went and I looked up Shawn Kemp. I watched him play. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I knew who Shaq was growing up, but another one of my favorite shoes is the OG Shaq Gnosis. I really like Reebok. You know what I'm saying? Questions are dope, answers are dope. I personally like questions over answers. But it's up to you. And then I just think that's the beauty of the game. So fast forward years from now, when I have kids, my kids obviously have no idea who Michael Jordan was, but they'll see the Jumpman logo and like, yo, who was this? And when they ask me who this was, I'll be able to tell them like, yo, this is arguably the greatest basketball player to ever change the game. And then put that aside, he obviously changed the sneaker game and the fashion game in a way that's unparalleled to really anyone before. People can make the argument with Kanye West, but he wasn't necessarily, he wasn't at all an athlete like Michael Jordan was. Now, there's a difference between that type of sneakerhead and what we have now, which is a hypebeast sneakerhead, which I don't think is the case with what happened with the UNC 3s. Everybody just flipping the UNC 3s. Yo, people got to make money. People got to make extra money. It's a fact. In order to keep up my sneaker collection, I need to make money. So shoes that I personally don't wear that I know everyone else would like. For example, the Sakai is coming out tomorrow. I'm going to grab them and I'm going to flip them. It would be irresponsible for me to buy these UNC 3s, do a video for them, and then just let them sit and collect dust. Doesn't make sense. Irresponsible because it's a shoe that I'll never wear. Yes, I have a couple shoes that are DS, but it's shoes that I will wear at some point. And shoes that I really care about, the one that comes to mind is the Bread 11. I feel like that's a shoe I need in my collection, just because of what it means. And that's the biggest thing, what everything means. One of my grail shoes right now is a Flu Game 12, just because of what it means. The game that Michael Jordan had. And I just really love the meaning that could be attached to shoes. For example, even like certain collaborations. So I know that we have I grew up watching SpongeBob, right? It's really trivial. Grew up watching SpongeBob, and now I have the SpongeBob and Patrick Kyrie's. Those are fire. I'm not the biggest Kyrie Irving fan, but I have a SpongeBob and Patrick shoe that's fire. A show that I like watching today, like something like a Stranger Things. I have the Cortezes, and the Breaking Bad K-Swisses just came out. I do want to get a pair of those. And it's just something really cool to add to your collection. And obviously, one thing that I really like personally is all the different technologies, especially on the Nike, and coming from the regular Cortez all the way up to the Earl basketball shoe that we have now, the electro-adaptive reactive lacing system, whatever the hell it stands for. But you have regular Nike shoes, like I said, once again with vulcanized rubber, like a Blazer or like a Cortez. Then we moved the Air, like in Air Forces, and then we moved the Air Max, where the air is exposed, and all the different iterations of the Air Max, all the way up to Vapor Max, the 270s, and then the 720s. It's just crazy how much you could get done. Not how much you could get done, but how much you could see in the evolution of a sneaker. Now there is, like I said, there is hypebeast culture. There is people that'll go for Off-Whites and go for Sakai and Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all these crazy collabs, and the Dior ones coming out. But those are two different types of people. One, people that are trying to make money, that have the means to make a lot of money, but you can't get mad at them. Or people who just have the money to rock that stuff. I don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? I had a pair of UNC Off-White ones. One of the most coveted Off-White Jordans of all time. One of the most coveted Off-White sneakers of all time. And I got them for retail. Just got lucky on the sneakers. I got them for $190 and sold them right away for $1,300. It would be irresponsible for me, given my financial situation as a quote-unquote broke college student, to put these UNC off-white ones on feet. Yes, I would love to have them. It'd be irresponsible for me though to either put them on feet and beat them up, or just have them sit right here. Boom. That's $1,300. That's an $1,100 profit in my pocket. I don't want to be that dude standing at the bus stop wearing off-white, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all of this. No, I'd rather have money and be able to continue to grow my collection the right way. So for those of you older sneakerheads saying you younger sneakerheads don't get it, we get it, but we get it in a different way than you get it. I love everything that Michael Jordan did for basketball, but particularly sneakers and everything. LeBron James is another player. LeBron James to me is my favorite player, one of the greatest players of all time, but his sneakers aren't up there with a Jordan sneaker, with not even just Jordan sneakers, but sneakers in that era. Like, sneakers today are more performance based, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just wear LeBrons with some jeans or whatever, because they were built to be worn on the court. Like, you wouldn't wear cleats in the mall, you wouldn't wear certain shoes in the mall. You know what I mean? Like, even these right here, you could wear these regularly. You could wear most Jordans regularly, and even like people don't wear Jordan 28s and 24s or whatever regularly because they're more performance based. They get rid of the leather, they get rid of the material, and I think it's cool to see that evolution. So at the end of the day, I know this is a crazy video. It doesn't have too much of a direction, but at the end of the day, man, part of the reason why I am the anonymous sneakerhead, why I am the blank face, is because it is all about the sneakers to me, and I know it is for a lot of other people my age that I have spoken to. I think that the release of the UNC 3s really shocked a lot of the older sneaker YouTubers, because they felt almost entitled to have this shoe. Oh, I'm a Jordan fan, I'm a UNC fan, Jordan went to UNC, this is a shoe that I have to have. These kids don't want this shoe because they don't get it, bro. We get it, and that's why we bought it, and that's why you're buying it from us for $300+. We get it. It doesn't excuse people from going out and doing the footwork because of age or because of relationship to sneakers. There's people, I always tell people who don't care about sneakers to get into reselling sneakers, because that way you won't get high on your own supply and you won't really have the urge to wear all these shoes. But yeah, that might be a video for another time, the whole get high on your own supply thing, but that's it for this video. I'm the anonymous sneakerhead, the most mysterious sneaker YouTuber in the game. Once again, shout out to Skip Goes Hard for letting me be in his live last night. Make sure you follow my Instagram. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. I want to do a sneaker giveaway for y'all, but it'll only happen if we hit 500 by May 15th. So let's make sure we do that, and I will see you guys at the next video.